Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to another edition of Savings Minus Debt. I know most people are probably shocked, but if I feel it, I'll do it. If I, of course, if I don't, I won't. So give you guys a minute or two to get in here. No, I'm not going on camera. I'm just going to be talking today, which is cool with me. So welcome, long time. What's up, SMD family? Just want to say hello. Let me get something. Tell you my thoughts and things and what's been going on, just with the economy, debt slaves, et cetera, et cetera. If you're new to the channel, thank you for joining. Thank you for coming. Excuse me, not joining. Thank you for coming. If you didn't catch the live, watch it later. All right, let me get started. 1 second. All right. So, what do? I help people own the business of themselves in the United States of America by showing them where to find the price. Once I show them the price, they can choose. They can either choose to believe math or not. If they choose not to believe math, we just part ways, no harm, no foul. All right. Anyway, now let's get on with the subject of AI and what are debt slaves? I'm thinking like this: what are debt slaves going to do? Now let's give some little bit of background so people that are new can kind of understand what I'm talking about. All right. So capitalism has millions of perspectives, there's millions of perspectives of capitalism here in the United States. Why? Because everybody in the United States has their own perspective of it. But in reality, mathematically, there's only two perspectives when it comes to capitalism: positive and negative. All right. Now, when you hear me talk about the debt matrix, what the debt matrix really is, it is a perspective of capitalism, which happens to be the negative perspective of capitalism. Debt slaves have only one perspective of capitalism, and it's the negative perspective, and they don't know it, and they believe that is the only perspective. Let me give you an example. All right. Let's say you're one of the people that call yourselves a homeowner with a mortgage. All right. The word homeowner is positive and negative because we're talking about inside the capitalism uh, perspective, right? Homeowner is positive and negative. What do I mean? Open up the calculator and put in your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance and then hit equal. You see that large negative number? When you calling yourself a homeowner, you're calling yourself a homeowner from the negative perspective. That's what that large negative number represents. You are talking about the negative perspective of a homeowner. The positive perspective of a homeowner has no numbers to put into the calculator to calculate. Do you understand? So if you have numbers to put into the calculator, automatically understand that you're talking about the negative perspective of a homeowner. All right. And it's not, the people that believe it, you don't know, it doesn't, without debt slave, capitalism could not exist. It just couldn't exist. Now that kind of explains it, and this is for the SMD family too. That's what the debt matrix really is. It's the negative perspective of capitalism. The debt slaves live in there. They don't know they live in there, which means, and if they don't know they live in there, that means they believe that is the only perspective of capitalism when there's actually two. With this information, I look at our whole economy here totally different than many even know even to how to look at it. Okay. Since 2020, the world, I feel this is how I feel privileged to have been alive to see in 2020 when the whole world stopped. It stopped. We'll never, anybody listen to this video, I will never see that the world stop again, ever. Just like in the movies, downtowns were deserted. Everybody was at home. They couldn't do anything. Just like on a movie. That's a privilege. But what the debt slaves don't know, living in a negative perspective, they don't know that the economy has just restarted into a new economy. This is brand spanking new. We're into a brand spanking new economy. It's only 5 going on 6 years old now. Brand spanking new, and I feel privileged to be here. But with this new technology, with this new time comes AI. And with me knowing that capitalism does not work without debt slaves and seeing what AI is going to do, let me give you an example of what I'm looking at AI doing. Okay. First of all, with there's already enough content on social media as it is. Okay. Now there's going to be AI video content and funny this and that and streams, whatever. It's going to be all that. Regular content people will not be able to compete with an AI version of putting out content. They just can't. That's going to lock debt slaves to social media. Not only are they going to be watching human content, they're going to be watching tons of AI content. I'm already looking at some of these videos and I'm thinking, damn, is this real or is this AI? I can't really hardly tell. I refuse to do that. Absolutely refuse. But this is going to lock them in. Now, and it's getting better and better and better. What's up, QJC and Owen? It's getting better and better and better. Now, I was thinking about this the other day. Imagine when AI starts getting into adult videos. The whole industry, that whole adult industry, the actual people that function, the cameras, the people in the videos, they're all done. They cannot compare with AI perfect video, perfect bodies. These bodies that these AI will have in their adult videos will be absolutely perfect. There are no restrictions and, hey, make sure you go get a health check. None of it, because none of it will be real. All of those people are out. They're all out. And whether they know this or not is irrelevant. Where are all those people? Where are they going to get jobs? I don't know. Hey, and listen, that's even for the people like on OnlyFans and stuff like that. I hope they're paying attention because those guys are going to be all out of a job, all of them. A human body will not be able to compare with an AI configured body. It cannot. They will be able to do things that humans you might as well just forget about it. Whole industry gone. It's only a matter of time. And now on to the movies. Funny videos of, crashing cars and, just anything. But full length movies, think about it. Full length movies can be 100% made in AI. We don't need bye-bye actors, camera people, film editors, distributors that distribute the movies. All that stuff is done. All those people out. See ya. My question is, where, again, I 100% know that capitalism cannot work without debt slaves. Where are they all going? Where are they going to be working? Where? None of this works without them. You guys understand that? Money, no currency exists for debt slaves. They don't know that. The currency is debt slaves. That they are the currency. So capitalism does not work without them. But they have to work somewhere. Where are they going to be working? Even even in IT, even in IT, I was in IT for almost 25 years, somewhere around there, maybe shorter, less, but close to 20. And I quit in 2016. AI can do a lot of things that I was doing back then. It's amazing. I use it all the time. I'll come up with an SMD phrase, put it in AI. It asks me how you want to phrase it, make it into poetry, make it sound like this. I was like, whoa, you don't need none of, nope, don't even need any of those kind of people anymore. My suggestion to business owners, come up with something for AI difficult to replicate. It still involves humans no matter what for another 10, 20, 30 years. We are in a brand spanking new economy and it's happening right in our face. But I'm looking at it from the positive perspective. But I'm new to the game. I just got a seat in the stadium. I'm trying to figure out, where are all these debt slaves going to work? I see how, I was always wondering how they were going to fill the houses that they were building, because I saw all this building happening everywhere. It's not was just in it wasn't just in my area, it was everywhere. 50-year mortgages. Okay, I get it. Cool. All right. That answered that question, but it doesn't explain how they're going to pay for that mortgage. How are they going to make that monthly payment if all the jobs are, not all the jobs, but a lot of the jobs are being taken away by AI? I'm kind of like telling you guys that, like, here's another mini jobs. Uber and Lyft and all that stuff. As soon as Tesla is approved for full unmanned whatever, those jobs are gone. Gone. Nobody's going to use a person to pick them up. Nobody's going to have a person deliver their food when they can do it with nobody in the car. Straight from the rest. Listen, straight from the restaurant, straight to the person. Nobody dropping bags, taking pictures of it, and then taking it. That's going to save the restaurants millions in lost revenue because of humans. Once Tesla is online and approved, city after city, they're going to regain all those taxes that you guys are not paying. All you Uber drivers and Lyft drivers that are not filing taxes, they're going to get all that money now. They're going to get all of it. Now they're going to get all that tax money. Now they're not going to miss any of it. When people order from restaurants, they're going to demand that the restaurant use Tesla as a delivery service. They're going to demand it. I've been at restaurants. Listen, I don't order Uber and Lyft and all that. I just don't do it. I mean, for a ride, I do. I'm just talking about my food. I don't do it because sometimes when I'm at restaurants and I'm waiting on my food and I'm picking it up, I see some of the people picking up my food. Some, not all, some. I'm like, nah, I'm good. That's a lot of trust. And there's an untapped market right now for people like me that don't trust humans to deliver their food. It could be many things. The color of your skin, where you live, this and that. That, people just make, you don't know what a person is thinking about when they're delivering your food. You don't know. Oh, this is a black dude. Okay. Yeah, I delivered there before. He's black. I'm gonna do this and that. No, that's an untapped market. Soon as Elon is approved, man, there are gonna be people ordering food that have never done it. Now they will. Where are all those jobs going? Where are all those jobs going? Where are they gonna what are they gonna do? You know how many people drive for Uber and Lyft? What are they gonna do? When you can like, now that I can see it's many things. It's like, here's another thing that people probably really don't see. Food is a really big thing for debt slaves, really big. How do you know this? Because everywhere you go, there's restaurants stacked on top of each other. When you see restaurants stacked up on top of each other, that means business is good. That's what that means. When you see coffee shops, different companies all on every single corner, of course Starbucks had to reduce their their buildings, because the whole coffee industry is saturated. You can drive around any corner and there's a coffee stand right there. That means debt slaves are financing many, many cups of coffee. They're financing fast food. They finance the food and finance the delivery to them and finance the tip at the interest rate of their credit card. Do you understand me? They have no idea how much that fast food meal cost them. They have not a clue how much that cost them. Buy now, pay later businesses are making billions with a B, people. B. These companies partner up with big companies like Walmart and Nike. They come in and say, hey, this is what the company does. This is what the buy now, pay later company does. They come to the big company and say, hey, uh, we want part of your sales, and we're gonna take a fee for doing the buy now, pay later service at your store. Now, you probably think to yourself, well, why would a big company like Walmart agree to a company that has nothing to do with their industry, no product, nothing? Why would they? And plus, the company's going to take away some of the profits and charge a percentage rate per transaction. Who knows? Why would a company like Walmart and Nike agree to that? Because they have to. Because debt slaves have no money, especially right now. On top of that, the jobs are being taken away. I have no idea where this is going. Not a clue. Buy now, when you see buy now, pay later companies stacked up on top of each other, that means business is good. That's what that means. Business is good selling to debt slaves. Because only debt slaves, listen, people that live on the negative side of the economy use buy now, pay later services. That still doesn't answer, if AI is taking all the jobs, where are these debt slaves going to be working to pay back this money? Now I understand how they're going to revive the housing market with 50-year mortgages. Okay, I understand. I get it now. Where are they going to be working to make the 50-year monthly mortgage payment, though? I need to see that piece. I don't see it. I'm assuming there's going to be some big announcement or something. I guess just as big as 50-year mortgages. What's up? What's that? Enigma? What's going on, sir? He says, yes, I caught you. Good thing I'm not working on Friday like the co-worker slaves I'm around. Yeah, exactly. Getting that overtime in. Put the fries in the bag. I hope you haven't got that bad, Owen. You got that bad? No, you haven't got that bad. So whenever, now, stay with me here, S&B family. Listen, since no currency exists for them at all, nothing, it doesn't matter what it is, and capitalism does not exist without them, where do you believe these jobs that they are losing from AI, where are these jobs going to come from? Once money goes to digital, see, debt slaves don't really understand this, but I'm going to explain it to you. Right now, debt slaves that live on the negative side of the economy, what's up, Andre? Negative side of the economy, no currency at all exists for them. Nothing. Nothing. Where I can't see it. I'm trying to see it. I know I won't see it on my own because that's way above my pay grade, probably centuries. Put it this way. Let me kind of explain it for some IT people out there. I was an IT engineer making six figures, okay? But I was a debt slave. I was in the negative side. All right. This is how, let me kind of give you an idea of how the debt matrix, aka the negative side of capitalism, is structured. All right. So you have the debt slave is broke the debt matrix is broken up into categories like uh, how much you're in debt to the from how much you're in debt to the least amount of debt, and then within that category it's broken up into races. Okay, white, black, Japanese, Chinese, whatever. It's broken up into races. Guess who's at the bottom of the list? Black people. We are. We're at the bottom of the list, the very bottom of the debt matrix list. You want to know how far we are at the bottom? I can even explain that to you, how far we are at the bottom. So think about it this way. There are Chinatowns in almost all over 50 Chinatowns spread across the United States of America. Okay, I'm just talking about the main big ones. On prime pieces of real estate property, San Francisco and stuff like that, right? How long do you think it would take black people to do the exact same thing as the Chinese people? Have a black town in an exact location on the same pieces of property spread across the United States of America. How long do you think it would take black people to do that? That's how far we are behind. That's how far. You get it? In order for the Chinese to do that across the United States of America, that takes generations of unity. Generations. Generations of unity. You have to be on a common basic understanding of something together. When you start to see, it has to, like for me, it has to come in pieces. When I was a debt slave, did you think I saw that as a black person? Absolutely not. I didn't see that. But it's pretty easy to see now, today. Like you see, here's another example. You see every single type of race open up a business in a black part of town, right? You see every Chinese, Ukraine, anybody, they all do it, right? But you don't see a black business inside Chinatown, inside Ukraine, inside the Jewish part of town. You don't see that, do you? And you never will. But we don't see that. You know why? Because we're at the bottom. That's why. I'm not saying anything that we can't see. That's obvious. Everybody knows it's true. Everybody knows it's true. And imagine, I mean, picture this too. Just, and this is just my opinion, okay? Just my 100% my opinion. The Asians will set up a store in the worst black neighborhoods in the United States of America. Usually in these black neighborhoods, there's a lot of illegal activity going on that usually is done in cash. It's always done in cash. You have to do it in cash, all right? Where do you think they're taking that cash as soon as they get it? Right to the local Asian stores. Right there. Right there. Right there. Are they claiming it? Are they not? Who knows? Who knows? It doesn't matter. Now you sprinkle in AI on top of this, all this stuff, man. Man, all the debt slaves that live on the negative side, they don't know anything I'm telling you right now. You see this thing I just said about the black people, blah blah blah. Nobody can hear me. That's why I want you guys to hear me say it out loud. They don't know. My people don't even know what I'm talking about. Even though I'm just saying what I'm seeing that everybody can see. It doesn't matter if I say it. Just like it doesn't matter when I say no currency exists in any form for debt slaves. They do not know. Because that's the first thing I'm thinking, man, I'm going to show my people what I've learned. And da, da, da. First, we have to have unity. I didn't even have unity in my own family, let alone a whole community. How do I go and say, how do I go and explain like, hey, check this out. We got to start thinking differently because AI is different now. We're in a brand new economy. We got to start. Nope, not even close. And then I even take a even bigger step back. Do I think I can turn this around in my lifetime? Absolutely not. This takes generations. I'm even when I talk about just getting off the negative side and coming to the positive side. Do you guys understand the debt slaves do not know there are more than one perspective of capitalism? If they do not know, that means they believe there is only one. So they do not know the positive side of capitalism even exists. If they don't know it exists, that means they don't know the language exists either. AI has no answers for this because it doesn't know. Humans created AI. AI didn't create humans. Whenever I hear people talk about AI, they make it sound like it's so much smarter than you. It can do no, it can just do human tasks faster. That's it. It can do human tasks better, quicker, whatever. Just don't forget, humans created it, not the other way around. Everybody's fascinated with AI. I'm fascinated with the human brain. That's what I'm fascinated with. We still don't know what the human brain can do. Still don't know how it works, memories stored, all this other stuff. Nobody knows, do they? Nobody. Neuroplasticity. Remember that. It's almost like waiting for a Christmas present. I'm hearing all these businesses, big business like Tyson Chicken, land, they're closing plants and closing down businesses and this and that. These people have to go somewhere. That's a problem. Homelessness going up. That's a problem. It can listen, it cannot continue to be that way. It cannot. If it continued, that's a problem for everybody, rich and wealthy, everybody. But the wealthy have the money to bail out if they have to leave. Debt slaves, you guys don't know because you guys believe stuff like that can't happen, even though history tells you otherwise. I can't believe when I think about living in the negative perspective of capitalism the first half of my adult life, I cannot believe I did not see that. And I was in IT where math is everything. You can't make up IP addresses and subnet mask and cross your fingers and hope they work. No, the numbers have to match for it to work. But I didn't apply the numbers to my own personal finances making six figures. How come I didn't know I shouldn't go to college for 4 years and pay on my student loans for 10? How come I didn't know that? How come I didn't know I can't save for retirement if I'm in debt? How did I not know that? And I'm an IT engineer, top level, high. That don't mean nothing. You know how many top level IT engineers that making six figures believe they're homeowners with mortgages? Millions with listen, with degrees. Go up to somebody you know that's got a really good job, lawyer. It doesn't matter. I'm just picking on the IT because I know the IT. Go up to them and say, "Hey, man, do you think it's a good idea to carry your student loans longer than going to college? Are your student loans older than your mortgage, especially with the degrees?" I know it must be that way, and it was my fault. I don't blame nobody but me. Without debt slaves, the housing market doesn't exist. You guys understand that? So when you see a whole bunch of houses being built, there must be a plan in place to put you guys in them because you guys cannot get them without asking the bank permission first. Do you understand? But in order to be approved, you must have a job. And if all the jobs of Uber driving and Lyft and food delivery and all these other jobs that are disappearing because of AI, where are you guys going to work? Something has to be done. If they don't, crime's going to go through the roof. That cannot happen. If people get hungry enough, laws go out the window. Do you guys understand? Hunger will override all that. And if that happens, boy, that's a bigger problem. And in my opinion, they better hope AI can make meat or something, because if we ever run out of meat, people, oh boy, we are in some serious, serious trouble. Serious trouble. If these videos are true that they're manufacturing meat, because if you just all you gotta do is think about, I know it's kind of off the subject, but if you just think about it, meat is sold every day, all day, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, restaurants, fast food places, in grocery stores, and that's impossible. There's no way. It cannot. You cannot raise cattle that fast or chickens. That's my opinion. You just can't do it. That's impossible. You know what that says to me? We better not run out of meat. That's what it says to me. So if they have to manufacture it, I guess they better keep doing it, because if we ever run out, that's a problem for everybody. People are like this. Well, what are you talking about, LJ? Hey, here. You want to know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Stop eating meat for a week, starting tomorrow, or start Monday. Say all week I'm not going to eat any meat. See if you make it. I doubt it. And you got to ask yourself, why not? Why couldn't you make it for a week without meat? And then you'll have your answer. Stuff has to come slow too, especially when it comes to this economy, accepting what is. It's emotionless. Don't add your feelings to it. Don't do none of that. It's just there. This economy sucks. And it's because of this person. It's because of that person. You better stop talking like that. All you have to do to figure out if the economy is good or bad, all you got to do is go to your credit report and look at it. Go look, is your credit report good or bad? If it's bad, that means the economy is bad for you. It's for you. Your credit report says the economy is bad for you. The aliens are here to protect them. The economy depends on the individual. It is absolutely the way it works. Let me tell you something. The way it works, man, I can't even explain it. But when you can see, you don't get to choose. Listen, you don't get to choose what you can see. What you can see, not what you can see. What you can see. You don't get to choose anymore. You get to see. So when I give you the example of Chinatowns being all over the United States and how long it would take black people to do that same thing, black towns and everything, you see the distance. In order to achieve such a thing like that the Chinese have achieved, takes unity. And then once you create that, They keep the dollar within the community 5, 6, 15, 18, 20 times, who knows? And then they finally goes out to pay the taxes and all that stuff. We're not even, oh man, I don't even like thinking about it. That's why I stopped. And especially when I know it doesn't have to be that way. Here I am, like, I remember being a debt slave, right? And then anytime, and here's another thing off subject, but it's just coming to my mind. Anytime, especially in the black community, somebody bring up Jewish people, you automatically assume that they're so smart with money and they're way smarter than us with money and all this other. Nobody owns math. They just know the Jewish people know how to apply math to their money. That is it. They're not special. They're not smarter than us. They're just when it comes to their money, they trust math. We don't. That's it. Nothing special. Math doesn't care about anybody. Listen, anybody's race, religion, where they're from, where they grew up, what kind of family. One plus one equals two, no matter your race, religion, anything, what you believe in, your past, your future, what books you read. One plus one equals two. It doesn't care. Math doesn't care about none of that. Yes, we do. You're right. It must somebody got to be steering the train for sure. And it's obviously the people on the in the positive perspective of capitalism, because just like the economy cannot run without debt slaves on the negative side, it also cannot run without the people on the positive side. It cannot work. It must be positive and negative, no different than a battery. If you pop the hood on your car, pulled off the pulled off the negative side of the battery, your car's not going to start. If you put the negative back on and pulled off the positive side of the battery, guess what? Your car is still not going to start. It takes both. It takes both cables to be connected to the battery in order for your car to start. It's no different in the economy. Since the majority do not know, right? They don't. You guys don't know that the positive perspective of capitalism exists. Therefore, you don't know that there's a language that is also spoken in the same perspective that you do not know exists. So when you're speaking inside of the negative perspective of capitalism, and when you're speaking, you believe that's the only way to speak when it's talking about capitalism and money, but you don't know that's not true because that's the only perspective that you know exists. Agreed. You're right. There's no excuse, yep, anymore. Not knowing math, AI can literally teach you what you've known for generations. Chinese, anything. Is there's no excuse for anything now, especially math. You don't even have to know math. You can just ask AI. You don't even have to open up the calculator app to put in the numbers. You just ask it. It's a beautiful tool. It must circulate, and it circulates by debt slaves. So that means it has to get into their hands. Where is it going to get into their hands, Andre? Where are these jobs coming from? What am I not seeing? There's something I ain't seeing, obviously, because I know of factors. Does not work without debt slaves. It ain't going to, money's not going to circulate without them. Where are they going to be working? Where? We're already starting to see a lot of videos of people breaking in businesses and doing all this other stuff. Those are side effects. Those are side effects. Listen. People get hungry enough. They're not going to care about laws. I want people to understand. If two parents got kids at home crying and they can't get a fight, even find a job to feed. Hey, that's going to be a problem for everybody, not just everybody. When you see videos like when I see videos like cars getting broken in San Francisco, they're driving up and smashing windows and just all nonchalant, not worried about anything. That's a problem for everybody. And if they're jumping in windows the way they're doing it, obviously they're the younger generation, kids. Those are not 40 or 50-year-old people jumping in windows like that, jumping in and out of broken windows like that. That's the young generation. And when you see them doing stuff like that, if they're actually doing it, that means that they believe in their brains that that's how they're supposed to conduct themselves in society and earn money. We will make sure they have something to do, not letting them mess up the program. Something to do. Hmm. Whatever that to do is, it must contain money. If whatever they're doing makes them money, I get it. But it has to do with some money. It can't just be anything. I think about myself when I was living on the negative side of the economy. Thank God I woke up before AI got here. I ain't even gonna lie. Especially as an IT engineer. Oh man. Back when I was when I was in IT was a pretty secure job, virtualization and all this other stuff. But now AI can do a lot of these tasks that IT engineers in a quarter of the time, zero money, don't have to pay a person insurance and this program, that program, sick leave, none of that stuff. Even if they do nothing, must have consumers for this to must have consumers for this to work. You said give them they'll receive money for doing nothing. Is that what you're saying? Because I guess we're gonna go back to what this person said right here. UBI. Because I remember I heard some talk about some kind of rebate. Oh, interesting. Mm, that don't make sense to me. Let me make sure I finish my sentence, Andre. That doesn't make sense to me. Interesting. It's like for me today to explain to you guys, it's just like the Matrix movie. When I go about my day or go to my business or do something, right? I see all this hustle and bustle around me, traffic, and people are in a rush to get everywhere. Casinos are packed and people walking the streets and this and that. It's just like in the movie The Matrix. Always, everybody's in survival mode and don't even know it. Lines around the corner at coffee stands at $7 a pop coffee. Lines out to the road. People working 50, 60 hours a week listen, begging for overtime. Hey, who took my overtime hours? People want to be at work more than home. Wondering why their relationships and marriages are not working, and how then they make up the sayings house work husband and work wife. and think it. Listen, and think it's funny. All the while, the time is going tick tock, tick tock, totally forgetting that humans do not live forever. I wish somebody would have came to me when I was living on a negative side and I was a debt slave. I wish somebody would have just I would have somebody just That's not funny, Andre. I don't even know why I'm laughing. I wish somebody would have just came up to me and said, "Do you know humans don't live forever?" And I probably would have looked startled, like, "What? What you mean? What do you mean?" That Yeah, I would have been I would and repeated it. "Do you know humans do not live forever?" Then I would have said something like, "Well, of course I know." Then what are you doing? What are you doing? Is that your plan? Is that your plan, to work at your job for 40 years and retire at 65 and then enjoy life when you're old? Does that even make sense? Does that even sound right? Why do you believe retirement's an age? It's not an age. That's just the age they'll give you some retirement check money or something like that. You don't have to wait for a retirement check. Oh, Social Security is going to run out of money. You can stack your own money. You don't have to worry about Social Security money. I wish somebody would have said that to me earlier. But don't get me wrong. Thank God I woke up. I'm thankful every day. Thankful. I did not know that there was a positive side to the economy, even though I was taught this in elementary school. Even though I was taught it in elementary school, there is no way I would be able to see how many jobs are being taken away with AI way ahead of time if I couldn't see how the economy really works. I wouldn't be able to see that. It's almost scary to me, Andre. Scary how many jobs. The movie the movie industry, do you guys understand how many people there are in the movie industry? They won't need all those people and buildings and they don't need any of that anymore. They can make a movie in an hour or two now in any location that they decide to be there without having to physically be there. They can just make it in AI and make it look exactly like the remote location that they want to be. On any planet, they can pretend to be on any planet. Movie people cannot leave Earth. Millions of dollars, all the actor money that they were making, they're not making it. Those days are over. Those are done. Becoming a big movie star. Just think about it this way. Now, say like the owners of the Superman, okay? They can make the perfect Superman and he can look that way forever. Do you guys understand that? He will never get old. He will be the same Superman. They can just change his uniform, whatever, right? But he will be the same Superman forever, for as long as they wish. A lot of people are spare batteries. You right? Now I understand why the Superman before this one, he just got out of the game, because that those days are done. Switching the new person who's going to be Superman, that's no need anymore. They don't need that. Let me give you an example. If this was my time and I was in my late 20s, early 30s, I'd be figuring out how to make movies with AI. I'd come very masterful. I'd just master it. Or I would learn how to master fixing AI robots and stuff in Amazon factories, because you know they break. They're machines. They have to break, right? Just know how to fix them, do it quickly, be the best at it in the United States of America, maybe the world. I would just go with the flow of what's happening. Right now, since this new economy is early, we have millions of people. We still have millions of people that were trained on the old economy, don't want to let it go. Talking about the way things used to be, that it doesn't matter. The longer you start, the longer you keep thinking like that, the further you're going to be left behind. Blaming it on the representative, the city, town, United States. All you have to do is look at your credit report and blame it on yourself. Your economy is determined by your credit report. And if you are a person, especially deep in debt right now, I strongly advise to figure out some AI stuff, how to make something with it or what. Hey, get a jump on it, because it doesn't matter what the people that are currently in the old economy believe. AI is taking over the video world, everything. How many times you been on TikTok and trying to figure out if this is a real video or a fake video? This is just the beginning of it. We are in the beginning of it. It's going to get better and better and better. And then they're going to have, as soon as it gets too perfect, now they're going to have to start making laws, but what they can make. And because when they get into the adult films, they're going to have to regulate it, because of course, people are going to abuse it and start making stuff, making type of videos that are against the law. So they're going to have to get a jump on it right now. Hey, you make a video of something that's against the law, you're going to prison. They might as well just put that on the books right now, because people are going to do it. Might as well get ahead of the game. Hey, put these on the books right now. You make an AI video of underage, blah, 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 you're going to prison. Guess slaves are going to be like the movie Idiocracy. I gotta see what movie you're talking about. A lot of spare batteries. That's a funny thing. I'm excited though. I'm excited to see. To be able to have vision and be able to see mathematically. I mean, I don't know. When I say see, I don't know where it's going or what's going to happen or whatever. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying I know it has to be this way. Nothing works without them and vice versa. But it doesn't take many people from the positive perspective of capitalism as it takes as the debt slaves and the negative side of capitalism. Okay, it's like a very small percentage to compare. You don't need that many people, but it takes people. Period. I'm waiting. I'm figuring like this, Andre. I'm figuring like this. There's going to be some kind of announcement from the president. It's like when they say, "Hey, we're going to give stimulus checks." What debt slaves don't understand is that they understand that when they give debt slaves these checks, they're going to stimulate the economy with it by spending it with the business owners inside the economy, which stimulates the economy. They know you're not going to save it. They know you're going to spend it. So put it this way, that's like when business owners hear the president announcing that he's going to send out some checks, the business owners are getting ready because they're all out to try to get some of that money. See if you spend that dollar with them. Because that's what you guys are going to do, is spend that money. You're not going to save it. You're not going to pay off any debt. You're going to spend it. I mean, it works for everybody. And then, and say like He said, like when it's time to give out the checks, okay, you got to pick it up somehow. So you got to give them an address or some kind of bank account or something like that, whatever. Then they're going to know your location. So just in case when something else happens, they know where to find you. Especially the people that have been hiding and running, you're gonna announce where you are to get that money when they announce it. You're gonna have to show your ID to cash it, or however it's gonna work. Whatever it works for everybody. I get it. Let me see this. How do you do this thing? Share screen, I guess. Copy. Let me put this up here just in case somebody wants. Again, I'm just happy that I got a seat in the stadium to watch. The 50-year when the 50-year mortgage thing was announced, it just blew my mind. Blew my mind. I was like, I knew some. I mean, I didn't know it was going to be that, but I knew it had to be something. Because listen, it doesn't even, when I see things that don't make sense, that means there's something about to happen. I'm hearing about job losses. Buy now, pay later companies are making billions of dollars, but they're building houses and condos. That doesn't make sense. I think I see is now buy low. They're buying low right now because people got no money to do anything, and they're losing things right now. So they're buying low, and then they come out with the 50-year mortgage. Now you guys are going to buy high. You know what? How are you going to buy? Why are you going to buy high? Because you have no other choice to pay for the. Oh my God! It just gets better and better, just better and better. The loan is going to qualify for the price of the house. It's going to qualify for it. You're going to be happy because you're going to think you're a homeowner, and the owners of the property, the banks are going to get the full. Oh my goodness gracious! Fucking flawless. It's flawless, baby. You guys have no choice but to pay the current price, whatever that price will be at the time of the 50-year mortgage thing happens. It's going to be that. You're not going to say anything. You're just going to be happy to get approved for it. You guys don't understand how flawless that is. My Mortal Kombat players, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. You hear that voice, Mortal Kombat players? That's the same thing in the housing market with the 50-year mortgages. Flawless. That too. You sign up for that 50-year mortgage, that's a fatality for sure, without a doubt. Brutal. Listen, brutal fatality, not just a regular one, a brutal one. Brutality. Now, if you're a homeowner with a mortgage and you never heard of Mortal Kombat brutality, just go on YouTube and type in Mortal Kombat brutality. That's you. Not in real life, but just psychologically, that's you. Pick one. There's a whole bunch. They got a whole bunch in there. Just pick one. That's the like video physical representation of what they're doing to you when you sit at that desk and pull out that pen and sign it. Brutality. You got to go hear the voice too. That's important. And then another voice, Andre says, but it must be brutality. That's not funny. I'm not laughing with Andre. It's not funny what they do to you guys. It's not funny. What you do to yourself. The negative side of capitalism is the debt matrix. It is. Just like the movie The Matrix, just like in Star Trek, the Borg, all that. That's you guys. You guys live in that box. It's not, but the movies are tricking you. It doesn't have a shape. It's in your brain. It's a perspective. It's not a shape. They're just trying to give you a physical representation of what is psychological. That's what they're trying to do. And so when you watch a movie, it's like that, but it's not. This has been here centuries in the making. I'm 55 and I figured it out in my 50s. Do you understand what that means? That means it was already in place for centuries. I'm just now, I don't even know where I'm at. I have no idea where I'm at, and I probably never will. But I'm just now learning what I've learned as an IT six-figure earning college degree, stupid nonsense person. I remember I remember when I first when I was an IT engineer, I would go to work every day, go to this particular building every single day, 5 days a week, traffic to and there, blah, 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 right? And then once I became debt free and I still have my job, I remember, I'll never forget this. When I drove to my job this one particular day, I was almost there and I could see it was a tall building, right? Big, tall, square building. And I was driving towards it. I remember pulling over and I said to myself, am I going to be in that box for 8+ hours today? I am coming to sit in that box all day. I can only be let out for about an hour, and then I must, hey, listen, not even an hour because it takes me time to get to where I'm going to eat for lunch, and the time to get back is not even an hour. Most people don't even get that. An hour lunch. Listen, what's so crazy? And even during that time in my life, an hour lunch was considered a luxury. Ooh, you get a whole hour? Now when I hear that, it sounds like I'm fucking, it sounds crazy to me. That sounds bananas. You know when my lunch is over today? When I'm done. When I'm ready to go. That's when my lunch is over. Oh no, I had to come. You mean coming and going to my work? Yeah, yeah, coming and going. And check this out, so you guys can understand. Like when I'm out on the road, right, and I'm driving, and I get caught up in some traffic, I do, even though I didn't before, but there's a lot of frustrated people on the road. I do not do anything to agitate anybody. If they cut me off, hey, I give them the space. I have no idea. I respect that I have no idea where anybody is at on that road in life. Maybe today's their day that they've had enough. I'm not going to be the one to to be that person. I'm not, because now I can see, now that I'm not in it, I don't have any stress, any problems, any debt, any bills, no issues, nothing. I don't have any negative people in my life. I don't have any of that, none of that. I'm in a place where people don't even believe exists. Now that I'm in this place and I drive in traffic, the energy is clear. The way people drive, the way they act, sticking up middle fingers, constantly honking the horn, jerking their cars, they're going to hit them. Hey, listen, You can have it. You can have the space. I'm not in the rush to go nowhere. And then as people going to work, they got speed traps set up everywhere on 25. Like this, there's this road that everybody uses to go to work, but the speed limit is 25. Nothing's in this area. There's nothing around it, but they made it a downhill 25 miles an hour. People getting tickets on that every single day. That's just like fishing. You know, when I go on that road, I go 25. I'm not in a rush to go nowhere. You know why Tesla's going to Mars? Because people think they're saving money by not buying gas, financing Teslas. That's why he's going to Mars. That's why he has rockets going up and rocket boosters going up and coming back in 7 minutes from space back down to Earth where they started. Because people believe they're saving money, not spending money on gas in their finance Teslas. None of that is true. The only thing they did, if you're a finance Tesla owner, the only thing you did was change the place where you put your credit card. And instead of giving it to the gas station, you give it to the charging station. You're still using the credit card and you still belong to the same bank. You probably, half of you guys probably financed the car in the exact same bank. 72, 84 months, 120, who knows? Oh my God, yes. That is, mm. You know what that's called, debt slaves? That's called generational thinking. His great grand, listen, people, his great grandchildren that are not even here, they're already set. They're already good to go right now, today. They're already good. They don't even know it. Not his grandchildren that are not here yet. I'm talking about his great grandchildren. They're already set. That's the only way I think now, Andre. That's the only way I think. And I have to be careful about that at waking up at 50. So I have to be very careful the way I think about that because it's frustrating. So my best bet right now is to create a community like I've already have of like-minded people with the same 100-year generational thinking plan. I'm 55. I have to create that generational plan now. And in order for me to do that, that's going to take a team of people. It's never too late. You're right. It's never too late. I'm only talking the way I'm talking because I know now. That's all. That's the only reason I'm talking like that. I know what I have to do. $1 trillion compensation package. When I saw that, man, I was like, I'm not jealous. I don't hate on them. I just say congratulations. Congratulations bringing rocket boosters back. That shit is fascinating. He he is Elon is doing what everybody can do, but they can do it in their own way. You can do the same thing as Elon, just as equivalent as bringing a rocket booster back, but doing something different. But it can be just as work, just as the same. Like when you guys hear me talk about capitalism has two perspectives, positive and negative, it doesn't sound like it's a big deal to you, especially if you've never heard of it and don't know what it means. But it's huge. It's just listen. It's just as big as Elon bringing a rocket booster back from space in 7 minutes. It's just as big, if not bigger. But unless you know, that's the only way it's going to be just as big. To me, it doesn't matter if people believe me or not. The people that are ambitious about, especially in like taxes and business, and those are the people I want. They already got the piece that is going to be able to, because you still have to take this information and do something with it. You have to be ambitious. You have to understand the only way you're going to become wealthy is through business, not a job. You're not. Nobody's going to get $1 trillion compensation package at a job. That's not going to happen ever. To get started, to get money, and you wasn't born from money, yes, you will have to get a job. All you have to do is stay out of debt, look around the environment. What kind of job is going to make me the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time? Being very knowledgeable in AI and how it works and keep it working, because every company is going to be using it. You got to think long term. Every company is going to use it. They use it right now. But now it needs to be maintained. It's going to break. Something's going to happen. You just want to be the person that they come to get it fixed fast. Robots, software, whatever. AI is going to be doing like, especially in, I feel sorry for like people that are doing like financial fraud. Do you know how fast AI will be able to catch you? Especially with math too, especially with math. But if you're a person doing financial fraud in a company or something, and then somebody just develops the AI, it's not really that difficult, because it would just, AI just would need to be told a few things and it would find you very quickly who's doing what. Because if you're, say like this, say like you're stealing money from the company, it's negative. You that means you're taking away from the company. So AI is going to be able to find you very quickly. Because usually what you guys do is get comfortable, you start stealing money, and you don't get caught in months or years, and then you get comfortable, and then you adjust your life according to the money you're stealing, and then you keep stealing and stealing more, and then you just put yourself in a hole, and then they come across with some AI program and just insert it. It's going to find you. It's going to tell her how you did it, how you think you're slick, just you're not. Cheating, listen, cheating means you don't know how to play. That's what that means. Cheaters inside of, not only do cheaters live on the negative side of capitalism, they're cheating inside of the negative side of the cap, like double, triple the easy way to find you. Because financial, like, put it this way, the majority of financial scammers will not be able to fool. Well, actually, I'm gonna just say the majority. The majority of financial scammers will not be able to fool people that know they live in the positive side of capitalism. You can't. Terminators versus slaves. Yes, pretty much. A mathematical approach known as the Beneish model evaluates 8 ratios to determine the likelihood of earnings manipulation. Interesting. The mathematical approach known as the Beneish model evaluates 8 ratios to determine the likelihood of earnings manipulations. I've used this model to catch several fraudsters. And you know what's so crazy, Andre? Let me tell you something. I don't know if you've been keeping up on it, right? And I'm not going to say any names, right? I'm gonna just leave it, right? So the SMD family they were bringing videos to me talking about this guy sounds like me, okay, saying the exact same things, blah blah blah. So I go over there and check out his videos, and sure enough, he's saying damn near word for what I'm saying, but he's not mentioning me at all. He's not mentioning SMD. He's not mentioning where he found this information. Nothing. So I'm looking at, I'm like, okay, maybe he just happens to be speaking like, totally forgetting that this is a language, totally forgetting it, right? But they were sending me more and more videos. He's saying the exact same things I'm saying. Come to find out, another SMD follower found a video that I made that he was actually on the show, one of my SMD lives with me. It was him. You can't, you're right. He can't fake this. And that's what the SMD follower, I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, but an SMD family member found a video of me having him on the show. So he's been following SMD for years, even coming up on the panel and all that stuff. But then when I go to his channel, there is no mention of anything. I'm like, oh, okay. So this is what I do now. I don't get upset. I don't say anything. I just go, okay, you're that type of person. Got it. Okay. And then I think about uh like what people like Dave Ramsey must go through when people use the stuff and pretend it's theirs and it's not really theirs. Those people exist. I don't know what you mean by wow Pedro. I don't know what you mean by that. But it was crazy. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, this is the first and I know this is going to be one of many. Okay. And you're right. That's what the SMD family member that brought it to my attention. He was like, you can't fake this. It cannot be fake. And then when I found him on the show, I was like, oh wow, okay. All right, okay. You're right. You're right. I agree with you, Andre. That's how I look at it. I'm not definitely not upset about it, but now I know who the person is as a person, as a man, you know. So I get it. Totally get it. The person, the S&D family member was like, damn, look, LJ, he's saying exactly all the words, the way you say it, the way you use the frame. I was like, damn, you're right. That is not a coincidence. No, it's not. I'm assuming one day somebody's gonna take my voice and use it with AI, because now that it can take voices and do all that stuff now, one day that's gonna happen. So, but the actual content cannot be recreated if you don't know it exists. As long as the right info gets out, doesn't matter who said. Yeah, you're right. I agree, and I looked at it that way too. It just made me think about more about him and his character. That's all. I'm not upset about it. I was just surprised because that was the first time I've seen it happen like that. Especially when I did a title shortly after he used the exact same title. I was like, this guy is wow. Okay, all right. But I just think, okay, well, I guess those people exist. They do. I've always known it. It's different. It's different when it happens to me, though. Eh. All right, you guys. I'm getting out of here. Tired of talking. Man, I can't believe I used to go 2 and 3 hours before. Whoo! I ain't doing none of that. Those days are done. That's true. I give free content. That's cool. Hey, listen, just like my friend Andre said, as long as they spread the message and it's getting to the right people and they understand how it works, whatever, whatever. It's just it's beautiful to be able to see people's character. Now it doesn't matter if I talk to them now or later. I just know now. It's not a big deal, but I just know now. And that was just the first one. There's going to be more. If not there, if not more already. I think what it is just my first time experiencing it. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Start doing some private lives, talk about some things. All right, you guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. You guys have a wonderful Friday evening. Thank you, Andre, for participating all the time. SMD family members, later. If you catch the live later, share it, leave some comments. If you want to get in contact with me, I'll leave my email in the description of the video as soon as this video is over. Yeah, as soon as this video is over. All right, you guys have a wonderful evening. Later.